How you guys doing? There's a bunch of the tractors out here, so it's a little harder to hear you guys, but hopefully I can hear you.
All right, Curtis, you have a question for Russell?
Yeah, Russell, news just came out that Josh Gordon's been reinstated and is coming back to you guys. What does that mean for you, the relationship you built with him last year, and what would you like to see in getting him back as a part of your offense?
Well, I literally was just told that we just got done with walkthrough, but I think the thing with Josh is that he's an amazing receiver, a guy who was great last year for us, made some great plays. And obviously he's been a great player over his years, and all that. But I think more than anything else is it's a testament, hopefully, to just his growth, and in life. You always want to see people, overcome and overcome challenges and everything else. So, we have the great thing is we're a great football team. We're 8-3. We got some great receivers, and obviously DK and Tyler and Swain's been in there, and Demo made his great catch last week. So to add another great receiver like those guys. Penny's been making plays down the field, in so many different ways. He got in the game a bunch last week, and so you always want to continue to build your football team. That's the reality of just professional sports, but. So I think he'll make some key plays for us, and we'll see how he does.
Corbin?
Hey, Russ, got to start off first with the cleats. What went into the design on those?
Yeah, it's thanks, Corbin. It's been pretty cool. I had this amazing artist, Takaya Ward. She helped kind of put these together with me, and she's an amazing artist. I saw some of her art. I think she actually helped coach at one point, maybe even, but I'm not sure. But I saw some of her art. And she helped do the mural in Seattle with Black Lives Matter with some other artists, I believe. And I just told her that, for me, it was really just honoring people that we've lost. Obviously George Floyd, and we really wanted to show, their faces too as well, because I think it was important to their names matter, and their faces matter, who they are matters, and so George Floyd. You have, Breonna Taylor, and I think about, like I told you guys before, I think about my daughter, I think about family, I think about, just to lose somebody like that. Anytime you lose somebody, it's always tough, and so that's why we had, George Floyd and Breonna, and then we also went local too as well. I'm not sure if you guys can see these or not. Can you guys see them? Can you guys see them? So we have obviously Herbert here. Herbert was actually a local, I think it was 2004 maybe. But Herbert was a guy who lost his life, here locally in Seattle, and so I told her I wanted, two people in Seattle, and we just talked about it, and Herbert was one of those people as well, So this is Herbert Hightower, and then we also have. Can you guys still see this one? I'm not sure. It's Zoom over here, so I don't have you guys in person like I normally do, but this is just Charlena Lyles, and just another local woman who. So I wanted to represent, obviously the local part of people that we've lost, but also too as well, nationally and everything else. And I think that no matter where we live, no matter where we are, people's lives matter, Black lives matter, and I think that for the reality of everything we've gone through in society, we need justice for this stuff, and we want to bring the world together and make it a better place. So that's what's represented on my cleats today. And so it was a blessing. And then I partner up with also obviously our Why Not You Foundation and everything else, but we partner up with, King County, so King County Equity Now. So and they actually came to talk to us, and I got to know them a little bit in some of their conversations, and and just really working, on education reform, prison reform, and just the inner city, community, and just trying to build Black communities and wealth in the Black communities. So. So that's who I have on my cleats, and we miss them obviously. I think the world misses them, but that's who I have on my cleats. I'll be wearing these this weekend.
Thanks.
Yeah. Michael Sean?
Hey Russell, piggybacking off of that a little bit with the celebrity you have, and your insistence on saving the world and using your platform. What obligation have you ever felt as a Black quarterback, or just as a Black man with prominence, to use your influence in that way?
Yeah, I think that that's a great question. When I grew up, just to be honest with you, Mike, I grew up in a community. It was primarily, I went to a private school. It was primarily, Caucasian individuals, white people, and just to be honest with you, I had some amazing friends, I had some amazing people. It was also challenging at the same time to know that you're the only one sometimes. I think that's one of few, I should say, and I think that can be challenging in life too as well. But I do think that also in life, it's about the condition of people's hearts, and sometimes we go through so many things in lives, we lose people, and we forget about the condition of people's hearts. And I think what God intends is for us to love everyone, to love people. And I think it's, to be honest with you, to have this platform, to be where I am today, to be one of 32 quarterbacks in the world, but also one of several African American quarterbacks in the National Football League. And I think back to when I came in the National Football League, there's only a few, and it's grown. There's a responsibility to lead and to love and to help people. So, I think it's been a year that it's necessary to speak about change, and necessary to speak about love, necessary to bring people together, and necessary to try to do whatever I can to help make change happen. And so it's a journey. It's a journey that takes time. It's a journey that racism has been going on for so many years, and the reality is that something needs to change. And if I can just be a small part of that change, with so many other people that are trying to do some amazing things, like I said earlier, like King County Equity Now, they're trying to do things in Seattle. There's so many other great foundations and people, and just celebrities too as well. It's not just me. There's so many other people. I think about guys on my team who have done some amazing things too as well, and trying to help make change happen. And guys of the past team, and you think about guys like Doug and other players have tried to do different things to really make a difference. And us as a team, I think Coach Carroll does a tremendous job of allowing us to as well, to be honest with you. Not just allowing us, but really encouraging us, I should say. Encouraging us to be able to speak out and speak up and to try to make a difference. But always do it with the thought process of love behind it all, and trying to find a way to bring people together.
Thank you.
Yeah.
John Boyle.
Yeah, Russ, yesterday we talked to Bobby about consistency and the fact that he's had 100 tackles for 9 straight seasons. You hit a benchmark yourself. You joined Peyton Manning as the only quarterback to have 3,000 yards, 20 touchdowns your first 9 seasons. Just what does that mean to you to be able to get the job done year after year, the combination of availability and just consistency of producing like that?
Well, Bobby and I always talk about it, and I told you guys last week, don't get bored with consistency, but it's the truth of what we say all the time to each other. And, to be able to come into this draft in 2012, I think about Bruce Irvin, I think about Bobby, myself, one of my best friends, Robert Turbin, but, and so many other guys who've done it along the way, and guys who are still playing, guys like Sweezy and stuff. We got an F grade. They told us we wouldn't be able to do it. He told us that we wouldn't be able to make it. And think about guys like Jermaine Kearse and Shed, and guys who played and made a lot of plays for the Seahawks and did a lot of things for other teams too as well. And I think for Bobby and I, it's always been about the work. It's always been about loving the game and loving the process and trying to do it the right way, and knowing that, if you want to be great, you may fail sometimes. If you want to be great, you're also going to win a lot, and you're going to focus a lot, and you got to do all the things that it takes, and to be there early, first thing in the morning. The thing I love about Bobby, man, he gets here early in the morning every day. He leaves late. He's about the game. He's about his teammates. I think for me, too, as well, to have another guy, like I told you guys last week, to be able to do that. But for me, I think that to be in the same category as guys like, obviously Peyton Manning. I go back to right before the draft when I got to, go to Denver, actually, and they flew me out, and I got to, they're talking to me about coming out there and getting drafted and everything else. But that was my last visit, and I remember walking in and seeing Peyton, and he was also my quarterback coach when I was in 10th grade, I believe it was, at Peyton Manning Passing Academy. And so I remember Peyton saying, Russell, I think I remember you from back in the day, and I just remember that conversation of I remember writing down my goals on the way home. I wrote down my football goals. I wrote down my life goals. I wrote down my legacy goals of what I want my life to look like, and what I want, more importantly, what I want my football career to look like, but more importantly, what I want my life to look like. And I think that's, you got to have a plan, and I think you have to think through those things. And I think Bobby's a guy who thinks through those things. I think for me, something that I've always thought about and tried to be diligent about. So to be in the same category as a guy like that and other players, and try to keep going. I don't want to be like Peyton. I want to be I want to be Russell Wilson. I want to grow as much as I can. I want to be one of the best to ever do it, and hopefully I can inspire some kid, down the road that inspired me, like somebody else inspired me. Peyton inspired me. There's other great quarterbacks, Joe Montana and Drew Brees and Michael Vick. When I was watching him play, just all the things he was able to do when I was young. He was the guy that was really African American quarterback, made so many plays, and there's so many other guys. Randall Cunningham, my dad used to talk about, and I used to watch. So it's just the start of. I remember watching Donovan McNabb too at the Eagles. So, anyways, I think that it's just one of those things that I'm grateful just to be, on the right track and want to keep going.
Joe Fan.
Hey, Russ, have you kept up with Josh over these last few months? And do you know kind of what headspace he might be in, and maybe how hard this process has been on him because it's been so uncertain and radio silent from the NFL as to when, if and when he would return?
I've checked on him just to check on him as a friend about life and just making sure he's doing well, and he seems like he's doing really well. And I think also too is he's been super supportive of our team. I've seen and I've heard about that. He's been really about the team. So I'm Joe, I'm so focused on the season. My head's so focused on this game and preparing and all that. It's you don't have much time to do that all the time, but it's important to check on people that you care about, and I think hopefully he'll be ready to play, and I think also too, just to come in and to be an addition to our team. We got so many great guys making plays right now, so you just got to stay the course and praying that he's ready to roll.
Okay, we have time for two more. Greg Bell and then Bob Condotta.
What time is it? Okay, I got to roll in a second.
Russ, what about?
Sorry, so 1 second, Greg. What time does it start? Sorry, guys. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Okay. So they moved it up a little bit. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Sorry, real quick. What is it about the environment? Josh Gordon has said this seems like the perfect place for him. What is it about your locker room and environment that may be the best chance he's had? This is his 9th reinstatement.
Well, I think that he was going through a lot in his life, at the time, to be honest with you, and those are all personal things. But I think that, he did a tremendous job of really bonding with the guys, fitting in the right way. He was about the approach. He was studying his playbook. He was ready to roll. He made great plays for us too at the same time. But he fit in the right way. I think he was about the work ethic and just I think at any time in life, I think Coach does a great job of giving guys chances. And I literally just walked off the practice field, a walkthrough not too long ago, and they told I just got told this. But I think that I think that it's and hopefully he does it this time the right way, and and everything else. And it's challenging. There's real things in the world, and there's real challenges in life. And I've always told you guys, I'm going to pray for people. I'm going to pray for people to overcome them all. And that's always the case. And so I'm rooting for them to be able to overcome. And hopefully this time it's better than the last time. And I think that's the reality that you pray for.
Okay, last one, Bob.
Oh, hi, Russell. Just kind of a mundane football question, but you guys got Chris Carson back last week. Yeah. Did you notice a big difference when Chris is out there and like when Carlos the week before that? Everybody talks about balance and what does it mean and all that kind of stuff. But when you have Chris running well and everything, do you notice a real difference in how defenses play you at all? Or?
I think more than anything else, it gets us super physical. Obviously with Chris and Carlos, you guys saw the Arizona game. Carlos ran extremely well, so physical. Chris Carson's one of the best players in football. So anytime you get a guy like that on your team and out there playing football and doing his thing, it's an awesome to see. You always want your teammates and guys to be able to get out there, and we get to do this for a living. This is the reality is it's entertainment to you guys, and it's fun and it's entertaining for us. But it's also, our living, and it's a blessing to have it and to be able to do it, and just to be able to safe enough to get out there and just, God's blessed us with this ability. And I think with Chris, he's got so much talent. I mean, there's not anybody that has more talent than he does, I don't think, out there. I mean, the things that he can do, catching, running, throwing, jumping. Yeah, I remember the Carolina Panthers play where he flipped over the guy, landed on his feet. I mean, I could never do that. So just watching all the things he can do. So to have him and his mentality and back out there is always a great thing.
All right. Thank you, Russell.
Okay, I got to run, guys. I'll see you guys. Okay, go Hawks.